Hello, beautiful people. I hope y'all having a beautiful life. Ooh, it's not hot. So I got on here to talk about the guy in the gray car whom I told y'all, um, yeah, I got a thing on my head because the thing keeps slipping. I said, oh, let me use my chip bag. Anyway, who I told y'all was always popping up, right? So I'm walking down the hall and I'm praying and asking God, please don't let nobody come out. Please don't let nobody come out. And I can't tell y'all my reasons why I asked God that. Who come up behind me was him and his daughter. So I'm gonna have to tell y'all the whole story so show y'all what God told me, what God told me. I said, oh, that's your daughter. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, and your wife? And he's like, yeah. And so I pat him on the shoulder and I said, I'm sorry. So I'm thinking in my mind, okay, I apologize. Because if I'm wrong, like I told you, I'm always going to say I'm wrong. I apologize. After I said that was, my whole body just felt like, no, 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 no. I swear, like God gave me this feeling like, my intuition just went like blasting out of me. So God said, just. When this guy was popping up everywhere around you and you start looking at him crazy, had you ever seen that child before then, before that moment? I said, no. Had you ever seen that wife? I said, no. Had you ever seen the wife and the child together? I said, no. All right, he said, okay. He said, when was the first time you saw the child? I said, when I was going downstairs to get my Uber food and delivery, which never came. Still fighting Uber for my damn money, because just to put it out there, I don't give a fuck, because it's the truth. If you order off of Uber and you don't get all your food and you don't get certain items, and you could tell them, hey, that address they delivered to, I don't even know what that address is. That's not my address, and it does not match the app with my address, so I didn't get my food. They'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. It shows that it's been delivered. Well, but I'm telling you, it wasn't delivered to me. You have to go through your bank and all that stuff just to get your money back. And that's the truth. And I got proof. So whatever Uber see this, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm going to fight y'all for my money every time y'all drivers don't do what they supposed to do. It's the truth. I got receipts. So anyway, that side note. And a lot of people know it because even if you look at their reviews, it's on there that they didn't get their food and Uber didn't get their money back. So I just need to say that. So didn't get my food. I had 2 deliveries, groceries and food. I never got it. The only reason why I got a refund back on one of them is because I'm constantly contacting the driver, because the other person didn't deliver my stuff and said it was delivered. I'm like, no, I've been waiting right here downstairs. And I'm talking to the other driver, and it was raining. I guess he was saying something about might have been wrong with the app. And I was like, you say you here, but I'm standing right here. I don't see anybody. And then he sent me the address, and I was like, that's not my address. And he said, something must be wrong with the app. And he said, I'm gonna cancel. I said, okay. So that's the only reason why I got my money back on one of them, because he noticed something was wrong. The other driver in Uber, no help. So off of Uber and they ridiculousness. So and that's Uber Eats. I want to make sure I said it. So the little girl was downstairs. So I did see a man sitting down, but I didn't pay attention to him like that. Like, oh, that's the same guy. Because again, I ain't never seen a little girl. Never had seen her. Okay? And I didn't match the little girl to the same guy because I seen a guy that looked like the same race, but I wasn't paying attention to him like that. I was just like, where's my food, But I paid attention to the little girl because she tried to follow me and get on the elevator with me. And I was like, no, 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 no. Go back to your daddy. And then he started calling her name. All right. So stay with me. So then one day, like I told y'all, I was about, what, 2 or 3 days ago, he popped up from around the corner. Then that's when I was bold enough to tell him how weird he, made me feel, because he's always popping up everywhere, right? And I told him that's why I be looking at him crazy. And he went, So after that conversation, now all of a sudden I'm seeing the little girl and the mama. Okay? Stay with me. This is what God was showing me. I'm seeing the little girl and the mama. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's the little girl, And I'll say, that's your baby, she's so beautiful, And so I'm going down the hall, and him and the little girl pop up today. And that's when I said what I said. He's like, yeah, God said, God said, fuck that. I will refuse to fucking let you be played at all. He said, just, why is it that once you started looking at him crazy and you talked about the gray car and you made the comment, before even you made the comment, you started looking at him crazy, all of a sudden this little girl pops up, right? Which is his little girl. Then why all of a sudden, after you said what you said on the elevator, about the weirdness and him popping up from around the corner and on the elevator, why all of a sudden, just miraculously, he pops up and get on the elevator with you? Then God says, then after you told him that, now at the same simultaneously, the wife pops up on the elevator with you, with the child. I mean, like, it could have been any time. God says it could have been any time in the world, any day, any other time. But just miraculously, this mom and daughter pops up at the same time you're getting on the elevator. Again, popping up, like wanting you to see, right? And then why all of a sudden after that, because he tells you on the elevator, yeah, so I have a little girl, da-da-da-da. And even though you didn't realize that was the same man, because you were paying attention to something else, why all of a sudden today, he pops up with the daughter. No one else is in the hallway. There's no one out there. No one. There's crickets. Why, when you're walking down the hall, then all of a sudden he pops up with his daughter? Because it could have been any time, right? It could have been, you've encountered him so many times more than anybody that you've encountered in this place. Why is that, just? Why is that? He said, I tell you why. He said, because it's all like a prop, like on a stage. He said, it's like a prop. It's almost like action. We have to deter the thought or the conception of what how she conceives him in the situation. We have to deter her thoughts, her brain. And then I heard God saying, they're watching you. And I was just like, wow. I'm like, here it is. I'm just like, because if I'm wrong, and God told me, he got on me a little bit. He said, just, I don't give a fuck if a man or a woman have 20 fucking children. That don't mean that that don't mean they're a good person. That don't mean what your intuition told you was right. That don't mean nothing. They don't got nothing to do. They can throw millions of fucking kids in there. It could be all babies. He's like, don't motherfucker be ever fooled because somebody talking about they got kids. He says some people with kids are the worst fucking people ever. And he said, and then never fucking apologize if somebody motherfucking make you feel weird, then the fuck they made you fucking feel weird. Now, whether you vocalize that is on you. He's like, but if someone give you weird vibes, whether you say something about it, you keep that feeling. Because that feeling that comes towards you is not for naught. He said, I want you to stand on this shit. I want you to stand on your intuition. He's like, the fuck you ain't crazy, and the fuck this shit is all a part of, the illusions and to manipulate the mind and to play the mind games, and all of this is from the enemy. He's like, as long as you continue to listen to your intuition, you'll be fine, And he's like, I'm proud of you because he said you paid attention to that fucking intuition after you apologized. You heard your intuition screaming at you, and I did. Like, it wouldn't let me rest, baby. He was like, God was like, He's like, they're watching you. They're gonna always watch you. Just they gonna stalk you. He said He said that's what they're gonna do. And he said that's what they want to do. Live with it. He said get adjusted to it because that's who they are. He said, but I'd be motherfuck if I allowed them to put one hand on you. He said, I'll be let them track. He said, you already know they be tracking you now. You know it. You already know, and I know it. He's like, it don't matter what you do, how many phones you get rid of, how many vehicles, it ain't gonna never matter. They're gonna always find a way to try to track you. That's what they do. He's like, but the fuck, if they ever touch you, come up against you in any physical form, way, or even black magic, I'm coming for their ass. So I just want to share that. I was like, wow. And I think it's so sad that, and it goes back to saying, well, you can apologize to people when you think you're wrong, and they'll act like you were wrong when they know they were wrong the whole time. Catch that shit. That shit really shows you like the character of that person. And I hear God say, he's like, the officials will do shit. He's like, officials will play with your mind to the point where even if motherfucker really didn't have a family, they'll plant a family and be like, look, Karen, you have a daughter, right? I need you to go act like you're this person's wife, and this, to throw this person off because they're catching on. Like, God, like, they will do whatever. It's like, we need to get you in there. We need to, like an undercover kind of thing. So God said, keep an eye on that motherfucking, all of the ones I motherfucking told you about. All the way down to the motherfucking leasing office. He said, keep an eye on the motherfuckers. He said, always go with your intuition. You'll never be wrong. And he's like, if anyone tries to fool you, he's like, I promise you, I'm going to make sure your intuition screams at you to make sure that you know that you ain't crazy. Which I don't think I'm crazy. I just, if I'm wrong, like I said, I'm going to apologize. I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't have a problem with saying I'm wrong. But at the same time, people who accept your apology or who allow you to apologize, it don't mean that them motherfuckers was still wrong. They not going to tell you because they want you to think the fuck that you wrong. They want you to think the fuck, you tripping. As long as you stick with your intuition, y'all, you're going to be all right. But I wanted to share that because I was just like, I was going to get on here and it's like, oh yeah, I apologize. God was like, oh no. God was like, the fuck not. God was like, God was like, I'm going to continue to teach you. He's like, because people who perceive or seem like they are who they are literally not. When you perceive a person a certain way and your intuition say that's what it is, that's what the fuck it is. He was like, it's no way in the world just, and I paid attention. I was on it, noticing it, and God just went from one thing to another in order to show me the time frame. Like, I paid attention, and then I'm like, that's weird. Why is it still popping up everywhere I'm at? Who's his wife? Who is his child? Never seen him, been here, 7 months? It's like never seen him. That was confirmation that window just went down to the floor, and it's been up like that for 2 days? 1 or 2 days? And my spirit's still up in here, be letting me know stuff too. So which now I believe is one of my ancestors. But yeah, that's what God told me. I was like, So that's how I want to let y'all know. Bye, beautiful people. I love y'all. I'll be posting a reading today. Have a wonderful day.